The Grumman F-14 Tomcat was one of the most iconic fighter aircraft in military aviation history, known for its distinctive variable sweep wings and its role as a carrier-based multi-role fighter for the United States Navy. Developed in the late 1960s and introduced in the early 1970s, the F-14 was designed to protect U.S. aircraft carrier groups from a variety of aerial threats, particularly in the Cold War context of possible Soviet long-range bomber attacks. Over its decades of service, the Tomcat became famous for its advanced avionics, versatility, and formidable weapons systems, gaining widespread fame due in part to its starring role in the 1986 film Top Gun. The F-14 Tomcat's development began as a response to the failure of the F-111B, a carrier-based version of the General Dynamics F-111 fighter bomber. The F-111B was intended to provide long-range fleet air defense, but it quickly proved to be unsuitable for carrier operations due to its size, weight, and poor maneuverability. In 1968, the U.S. Navy sought an alternative aircraft that would combine fleet defense capabilities with the agility needed for air superiority missions. Grumman won the contract to build this new fighter, and the F-14 Tomcat was born. The F-14 was first flown in December 1970, and it entered service with the U.S. Navy in 1974. It was named Tomcat in honor of Admiral Thomas F. Connolly, a key figure in advocating for the development of the aircraft. The Tomcat was designed with a distinctive variable sweep wing system, which allowed the aircraft to adjust its wing configuration in flight. At low speeds, the wings would extend outward, providing greater lift and maneuverability. At higher speeds, the wings would sweep back, reducing drag and allowing for supersonic flight. This gave the F-14 a combination of range, speed, and agility that was unmatched at the time. One of the most defining features of the F-14 was its advanced avionics and weaponry. It was equipped with the AWG-9 radar and the Phoenix missile system, which allowed the Tomcat to engage multiple enemy aircraft at long ranges. The AWG-9 radar could track up to 24 targets simultaneously and guide 6 AIM-54 Phoenix missiles to engage 6 separate targets. This capability was a major leap in air combat technology at the time, allowing the F-14 to act as a long-range interceptor against Soviet bombers and cruise missiles during the Cold War. The F-14 was also armed with shorter-range AIM-7 Sparrow and AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles for dogfighting, as well as a 20mm M61 Vulcan cannon for close-range engagements. Its dual engines, originally Pratt & Whitney TF-30s and later General Electric F-110s, gave it a top speed of over Mach 2.3, about 1,500 miles per hour or 2,400 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest fighters in the world at the time. The Tomcat was a two-seat aircraft, with a pilot and a radar intercept officer, RIO, who managed the radar and weapons systems, particularly important during long-range engagements. Between its introduction in the 1970s and the end of production in 1992, a total of 712 F-14 Tomcats were built. The aircraft served with the U.S. Navy from 1974 until its retirement in 2006, when it was replaced by the FA-18E F Super Hornet. The F-14's versatility allowed it to fill multiple roles throughout its service life, including air superiority, fleet defense, reconnaissance, and even ground attack in its later years. The F-14's combat debut came in the Vietnam War, though its most significant engagements occurred during the Cold War and the Gulf Wars. In 1981, 2 F-14s shot down 2 Libyan Su-22 fitters over the Gulf of Sidra, marking the first confirmed kills for the Tomcat. This was followed by another incident in 1989 when 2 F-14s shot down 2 Libyan MiG-23s in the same region. These engagements demonstrated the Tomcat's superiority in air-to-air combat. The F-14 was also extensively used during Operation Desert Storm in 1991, where it flew combat air patrols, escorted strike missions, and provided reconnaissance using its advanced TARPS, Tactical Airborne Reconnaissance Pod System. Although the Phoenix missile was never used in combat, the F-14's presence in the skies over Iraq was a significant deterrent to enemy aircraft. In its later years, the Tomcat was modified to carry precision-guided munitions, allowing it to perform ground attack missions. This transformation into a bombcat gave the F-14 new relevance in the Balkans during the 1990s and in the global war on terror, where it served in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. Despite its age, the F-14 remained a formidable aircraft until its retirement in 2006. The F-14 was highly successful in its primary role as a fleet defender, especially during the Cold War, when it was tasked with protecting U.S. carrier battle groups from Soviet bombers and anti-ship missiles. The long-range Phoenix missile system, combined with the aircraft's high speed and radar capabilities, made it a unique asset for the U.S. Navy. While the Phoenix was never fired in combat, the F-14's ability to deter potential adversaries through its sheer presence was invaluable. The Tomcat also found success in the air superiority role, as demonstrated by its victories in dogfights with Libyan fighters. Its ability to engage both long-range and short-range targets made it one of the most versatile fighters of its time. Moreover, its role as a reconnaissance platform, using TARPs, provided the Navy with critical intelligence in numerous conflicts. While the F-14 was renowned within military circles for its capabilities, its popularity exploded in the public consciousness thanks to its starring role in Top Gun, 1986. The film, which portrayed Navy fighter pilots flying F-14s, turned the Tomcat into a cultural icon and inspired a generation of young people to pursue careers in aviation. The movie showcased the aircraft's agility, speed, and power, as well as its unique swing-wing design, helping to cement the F-14's place as one of the most recognizable fighter jets in history. Beyond its Hollywood fame, the F-14 earned the respect of the aviators who flew it. Many pilots and radar intercept officers regarded the Tomcat as a pilot's plane, with its high speed, powerful engines, and advanced weapons systems, making it a thrilling yet demanding aircraft to fly. The F-14's role in defending U.S. interests and ensuring air superiority during critical periods of the Cold War and in subsequent conflicts added to its legendary status. The F-14 Tomcat was one of the most iconic and capable fighter aircraft of the 20th century, serving the United States Navy for over 3 decades. Its advanced technology, particularly its long-range radar and missile systems, made it a key asset during the Cold War, and its versatility allowed it to adapt to a range of missions. While the Tomcat's retirement marked the end of an era, its legacy endures, both in the annals of military aviation and in popular culture. As a symbol of American air power, the F-14 remains a legend, fondly remembered by the pilots who flew it and admired by aviation enthusiasts worldwide.